Hey, my name's Case, and these are my brothers.
Hi, I'm Cody.
Carson. Cole.
And this is Cooking with C4. Today I will be preparing our meal. Today we're making sheet pan shrimp boil. My mom's gonna tell you about the ingredients.
Okay, so what you need is a pound of Dutch tomatoes, 3 ears of corn. We expanded the recipe because there's a lot of people in our family, 4 boys. 1/4 cup of melted butter. We did about 1/2 cup. 4 cloves of garlic. You're gonna mince these to make a sauce. A tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. We use Tony's because it's a family favorite. And a pound of shrimp. We did about 2.5 pounds. Lemon and parsley if you want it to look pretty when you're done. And Case is gonna tell you how we're gonna get started here.
Okay, so we already preheated the oven to 400 degrees, and we lightly oiled a baking sheet.
Show them your baking
or
sheets.
coat with non-stick butter spray. Sorry.
We also went ahead and put some foil on ours.
Okay. And a large. We preheated the potatoes and corn earlier, and now we're going to be making our seasoning with butter, Tony's, and minced garlic.
Case is gonna start garlic. We have a couple of cloves that weren't quite done yet. We pre-did some of them. The recipe calls for 4 cloves of minced garlic. We had 2 that we hadn't done yet, but we did a few more because we had more corn and potatoes and shrimp than what the recipe called for. We about doubled it, maybe even plus a little. We're feeding a family of 7. So now we're gonna put our garlic, our butter, we're gonna whisk that up a little bit, and then we're gonna add, Case is mean with the whisk. We're gonna add a tablespoon, actually 2 tablespoons of our favorite Tony Satcheries. We're lucky. Everyone in our family likes it spicy. And we're gonna add, this is salt and pepper mixed. We're gonna add about 1/2 tablespoon of this. We didn't want to triple the Tony's, but we don't want to cut ourselves on the seasoning either.
Okay.
So now we're gonna do this in 2 batches since we doubled the recipe. So Case is gonna put about 1/2 this back in a measuring cup to use for the second batch. Not about 1/2.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's take our tablespoon in here and take out some of that garlic. Garlic likes to hide out in the bottom. Okay, and before you do that, because you're gonna throw in the shrimp and the potatoes and 1/2 of the andouille, why don't you show them how you cut the andouille kind of on an angle?
Instead of at a straight line down, we're coming at an angle, and we're trying to do thin pieces like that, instead of these larger pieces like this, which we did earlier. Am I doing the entire sausage?
Yeah, you can start, do 1/2 and then you can mix that up and I'll finish cutting the sausage for you. You wanna show them how you half the potatoes as well?
Yeah, I can show you.
We just took the little tiny yellow potatoes and we sliced each one in 1/2. Okay, I'll finish the sausage for you.
Am I throwing in all?
Yeah, 1/2 the sausage.
Half of this.
Yes.
Not all of this.
Well, everything that you had cut so far. Cutting at an angle, leave that, I'll use that in the next half.
Okay, so now am I putting in shrimp in the corner? Oh,
About 1/2 the potatoes. I would do about 1/2 of what's in there. Maybe a little more than 1/2 because we had a couple still here that you hadn't finished cutting yet. The recipe will be found on our YouTube channel. We will link it to the recipe as well.
Okay, am I doing corn?
Nope, and 1/2 the shrimp, and then you're gonna stir that all up using your big wooden spoon. I would just dump the shrimp. Okay, That's about half. Now stir that all up, get it coated really well with the seasoning. We're gonna go with seasoning on everything.
It's hard to get all the shrimp because we didn't have enough of the seasoning.
Make sure you get that garlic off the bottom. You wanna make sure everything is coated well in the butter. This is gonna add a lot of flavor. We like Tony's because it's spicy. It kind of really gives it a kick when you eat it. And then we're gonna pour all of this out onto a baking sheet. We did pre-spray the baking sheet and we added foil just to make the cleanup easier when we're done. We are not putting the corn in the seasoning. You could add the corn if you wanted to. This way, if people don't like it quite as spicy, the corn is something that adds a little mellow taste to it. You're adding that to your cooking sheet and you're just spreading it out so that in any of the juice that's left, making sure you have a nice one layer on the pan. Then we're gonna add about half this corn in. So it's like a shrimp boil, but in a pan. Who doesn't love a good shrimp boil? Case is gonna take that and put it in the oven. And then we will give you a good look when it comes out.
Ready, steady.
Ooh, we're checking on our shrimp boil in a pan. Let's put it on the oven instead of on the countertop. Ooh, it's looking toasty. You want to kind of flip them around and see if they maybe give them a stir. We might need to put them back in for just a couple minutes. Case, I think this looks yummy.
Agreed.
The shrimp are cooking up nicely.
So is the sausage?
Yeah. We'll put them back in for about 5 more minutes and I think we'll be ready to eat.
Look, I got a Band-Aid. We're okay now. Now I'm just gonna cut up this parsley and we'll be almost done. Alexa, off.
That means that our shrimp is ready to come out of the oven.
Should I grab that?
Yeah, why don't you grab that so we can show everybody how great it looks. Use your hot pads. We don't want another first aid call. It's always important when you're going into the oven, especially when it's as hot as 400 degrees, to open it and kind of let the hot air out and then reach in and grab your pan. That is beautiful, Case. He's gonna squeeze a little fresh lemon over it. I'm gonna do that for him.
Out both pans, right?
Yes, since he has a cut hand and the lemon might not feel good. And then he is going to sprinkle on a little bit of that parsley around the tray. And I think that is good enough to serve to our guests. It is beautiful, or just our family, since it's COVID-19. In case you want to tell people why we started cooking and doing a blog.
Okay, so basically we never really did anything like cooking, I guess, or like learning how to cook. We've cooked sometimes or baked sometimes, but we've never like really done much. So I guess we're all just starting and just trying to figure it out.
And tomorrow, Cody will be up with a video of how to make some fabulous homemade scones. I'm ready to eat. How about you, Case?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can I get a high five?